Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
You're learning Mishna Nedarim, Parak Ches Mishna Aleph, Chapter 8, Mishna Aleph. Okay. Kainam Yayin Shani Toyam Ayoim. A person makes the following neder. Wine should be like a carbon for me, Hayoim, today. He's basically saying, I forbid myself from drinking wine today. Einoi Aser Ela Shetechshach. How long will he be forbidden how long will he be forbidden to drink wine? Until dark. Because when he says today, it means this day. It doesn't mean a day, a period of a day. It means today, this day. Right, Hayim, this day. So until it gets dark, which we say here is the appearance of 3 medium-sized stars in the sky, that is the halachic sign for nightfall. Until then, he will be forbidden to drink wine. Now, he could have talked about wine, he could have talked about meat, he could have talked about vegetables. It's not specific. This wine is just an example. The halach is not specific to wine. That's the first example. He said wine should be forbidden. It should be karnam. It should be like a carbon for me today. Let's say he said Shabbos zu, Shabbos zay. He says wine should be forbidden to me for this week. And then let's say it's Tuesday, right? He's in the middle of the week. But he says wine should be forbidden to me for this week. Aser b'chala Shabbos. He is going to be forbidden that for the rest of that week. V'Shabbos shavra. And Shabbos, right? Meaning if he did it on Tuesday, he's going to hit Shabbos, right? Shabbos is included in the Shabbos shavra. Shabbos is included in the week that passed. So when he says this week, it doesn't mean the period of a week. He means the rest of the week. And the rest of the week includes Shabbos. Next example. Let's say he said Chodesh Zeh. Let's say he said this month. The wine should be forbidden for me for this month. So he's on the 10th day of the month, and he says wine should be forbidden to me this month. Also b'chala Chodesh. He is going to be forbidden for the rest of the month to drink wine. For Reish Chodesh lahaba. What about Reish Chodesh? Meaning he's in the middle of Shvat, and he says this month. So he say for the rest of the month, he's going to be forbidden to drink wine. And what about Reish Chodesh? The Reish Chodesh lahaba. And Reish Chodesh is part of the future. It's part of the next month. It's not part of this month. And therefore, Reish Chodesh, he will not be forbidden from drinking wine. Now, as we know, Reish Chodesh could either, if you have a 29-day month, then Reish Chodesh is the first of the next month. But we also know that you have months that have 30 days to it, and the 30th day is also considered Reish Chodesh. So when you have Reish Chodesh on the 30th day, what is that Reish Chodesh included in? Is it included in the month that passed that he forbade, or is it considered part of the next month? And the Bartanura points out that it's considered part of the next month, even though it's the 30th day. Since people call it Reish Chodesh, they see it as part of the next month, and therefore they did not mean for it to be included in when they say this month, because the rule is, as we've been saying, Nedarim follow how people use the words. And therefore, when they say this month, it means the remainder of this month, excluding the coming Reish Chodesh. Shadazai. Let's say he says he's forbidding wine for this year. He's in the middle of Shvat, and he says wine is forbidden to me this year. Asa b'chala shana. He will be forbidden for the rest of the year to drink wine. Rosh Hashanah la'ased lavai. And the next Rosh Hashanah is part of the future. It is part of the next year. It's not part of the past year, and therefore, starting with the coming Rosh Hashanah, he will be permitted to drink the wine. Next case, Shavua Zeh. Shavua Zeh doesn't mean this week. Shavua Zeh means this set of 7 years, meaning a Shemitah cycle. So Shavua Zeh, this Shavua Zeh, this Shavua, this set of 7, this Shemitah cycle. So let's say he's in the 3rd year of the cycle, and he says Shavua Zeh. He says, he forbids wine on himself for this Shemitah period, this Shemitah cycle period. Asur b'chol shavua. He's going to be forbidden for the rest of the 7-year cycle. Ushavias she'avra. And the Shemitah year, the 7th year, will be part of that cycle. Meaning when you say the Shemitah cycle, you mean to include the Shemitah year also. So therefore, even if he's in the 3rd year, the Shemitah, and he says this Shemitah cycle, he is going to be forbidden for the rest of the cycle, and the Shemitah year, the 7th year, is considered part of the past cycle, and therefore that year it's also forbidden for him to drink wine. Next. All right. So this is specifically to a case where a person said basically this day or today, this month, this week, this year. But let's say the person says like this, Shavua, Vim Amar, Yoim Echad. Let's say he said, I'm forbidden to drink wine for 1 day, or Shabbos Achas, or for 1 week, Chodesh Echad, for 1 month, Shana Achas, 1 year, Shavua Echad, 1 Shemitah cycle, Asur miyoim liyoim. He now becomes forbidden from day to day. Because when you say these words, when you say 1 day, you don't mean today, you mean the period of a day. And it appears, so if you are on the 8th of Shvat, right, and it's 8 a.m. in the morning when you make that neder, the neder will last until the 9th of Shvat on 8 in the morning. If you said 1 day, and if you said 1 week, it'll go for exactly 1 week, even though it's going to come out exactly for 1 week. And if you say 1 year or 1 month, it's going to be exactly that period of time. Not this month, but that period of time. That's what the Mishnah means when it says, Asur miyoim liyoim, you are forbidden from day to day. That means it's a period of time. It's not this time, it's a period of time. It's a period of a month. It's a period of a year. It's a period of a Shemitah cycle. And therefore, from the time that you make that neder, and that period of time is over, that is how long your neder is going to last for. So if you made a nefesh, let's say you said 1 year. So if you made your neder on the 10th of Shvat of Tavshin Pei Hey, you're going to be forbidden to drink wine until the 10th of Shvat of Tavshin Pei Vav, from 8 in the morning when you made it until 8 in the morning the next year. So it goes that exact period of time. All right, so what we have here in the Mishnah is a distinction between when you say this Shabbos, you say today, meaning this day, this week, this year, to where you said 1 day or 1 week and 1 year. What if you didn't say any of them? All you said was, he says, Kainam yayin, the wine is forbidden for me, yom, day, Shavua, week, Shana, year. He didn't say that. He doesn't say this. He doesn't say 1 or a. He just says week. He just says Shabbos. He just says Shavua. He just says day. He just says Chodesh. What does that have the status of? Says the Bartanura, that has the status of the same thing as saying 1 day or 1 year. When you just say the period of time, you mean that period of time. It's only when you said this, then we know you don't mean the period of time as much as that period that you're in. Now, one last thing about Tunura says, because this is the halacha, when you just say day or month, that in the first case of our Mishnah, when you said, let's just use the first case of the Mishnah, the person said, the wine is forbidden for me today. Okay? Then we say you're only usher until for the rest of the day. Nonetheless, at the end of the day, before you drink wine, you have to go to a chacham, you got to go to a sage, and you got to get an annulment of your vow. Why? Because in order not to confuse with the case of, not to confuse when you say today with day, or if you say this week with week. If you're allowed to when you just say today, after the day is over, you're done, then someone might think that when you just say day, it's the same halacha when it's not. And therefore, there's a halacha. Therefore, the person who really, his neder is over by the end of the day, he has to go to a chacham to annul it in order to make it clear that this is not, or in order to make sure that one does not confuse, and basically until he goes to the chacham, he's not going to be able to drink. And the chacham will allow it because that's really the actual halacha that he is permissible. But we want him to go to a chacham to annul it, so that in case he makes a different vow of day, and that really makes him forbidden for the whole period of time, it won't confuse it with today, and therefore we make, even when he says today, he has to go to a chacham to annul it, which means it gives the appearance of that it will continue further until the chacham annuls it, and therefore when he says day, he'll know that that's what he has to do. That the neder, the vow, continues on, unless again he goes to a chacham who's able to annul it. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Okay, cool question. I may